D Champ, intellectually stimulating. What's going on? Let me slide a little closer on you. Let me ask you a question. You ever meet a woman who's fine, sexy, speaks well? Then you say to yourself, why is she single? You ask her why she's single after approaching her, starting conversation, and she gives you all the reasons why all men are dogs. So you say to yourself, impossible. Come on now. You're 30, you're 40, you're 20, you're 50. You haven't found a good man yet? All the men in church, all the men in the supermarket, all the men in your DM, all the men in your inbox are all no good, right? It's the man, right? Ladies, when I was taking math, algebra, to be more specific, there is something that's called the least common denominator. And we have 5, 10, 100 things. But we had to figure out the least common denominator. The least common denominator is the one factor that is in every situation that's alike. Ladies, in all of your relationships, you are the least common denominator. Now, let's have some accountability and tell me why it didn't work with any of those men. Tell me why you have 2, 3 kids and it didn't work with any of those 3 men. Come on, ladies. You gotta tell us something because, fellas, she's single for a reason. You see, if you talk to her for 5, 10 minutes, you'll see it. If you had the opportunity to talk to her girlfriends, hear them all in a conversation, you'll see why she's single. You see, fellas, when a man says a good man is not a woman's type, that says a lot about her. That talks about her personality. That talks about who she is. That talks about how she relates to men. That talks about the way she was raised. That talks about her mother, her grandmother, her aunt, her sister, and all her friends, because women are environmental creatures. Fellas, take your time. Take sex out of the picture. Don't even mention sex. Don't mention taking her out. Find out who she is. Take the time. Take a month or 2. Take as long as you need. Why would you spend money on this woman, or why would you spend time with this woman and you don't know who she is? You know, I had a situation where a woman was 90%. She was 90%. But that 10% was a huge 10%. Communication, I said it before. You see, fellas, when a woman stops communicating with you, email, text, inbox, you know what that means? Somebody else got her time. Don't let her lie to you, man. No matter how good of a man you are, she feels she can meet a new one. Fellas, I want you to think about it, because I thought about it. No matter how good of a man you are, no matter how bad of a man you are, no matter how good you treat them, no matter how much of a thug you are, guess what? A woman will leave you regardless, man. If it is truly about money, what about Jeff Bezos, Michael Jordan, Tiger Woods, Dr. Dre, all the other millionaires who've been left and their woman took half their money? What's love got to do with it, fellas? Fellas, I'm going to make a statement. And I've put in the time and the thought processes and the investigation to be able to make the statement. You know what the statement says? 97% of women are no good. The other 3%, the other 3% that you want, yeah, they're damaged some way. I've heard a lot of people say, well, just pick the damage you can deal with. No, you don't have to deal with damage. So how? What pool of women can men choose from? I made many videos about this. That's a good question. I often ask, where are the good women? Often. I often ask, where do you go to meet good women? I often ask. There are no good questions to those answers because people just don't know. That's the truth. So I don't have an answer for the fellas. I don't. No one does. The only answer is that it's a numbers game. That's the only answer. The more women you meet, you'll eventually meet that one. I understand why men go SYSBM and MGTOW. I understand, and if you're an honest man, you understand as well. I'm D Champ, aka intellectually simulating. It's time to have some real conversations because there are a lot of people who are looking and not finding. And we have to ask the question, do they still exist?